I don't know what Nick has got a problem with, but he's calling me, so. Yes, Nick. Okay, get out of there and I'll send you a link. I don't know what Nick has got a problem with, but he's calling me, so. Yes, Nick. You better kill that YouTube. Okay, get out of there and I'll send you a link. Yeah, hang up. Okay, I got Nick taken care of for a while, I think. We'll see if we're lucky on that. Okay, are you all ready?
Yes.
Okay,
You want me to take attendance?
that would be a great thing to do.
Okay. Craig Leggett,
Here.
Michael Bitto, Brian Campbell,
Here.
Mike Grasso, Ginny Sullivan,
Here.
Mike Wild,
Here.
Dan Bruno,
Here.
Nick Caimano. Not yet. Dave O'Brien.
Here. Nick might join us in a few minutes.
Okay.
So I'll just make sure he's got that. So the first order of business is talking about, we need appraisals for the properties we're going to sell in the IDA park. We got the quote. I got a couple people who couple companies I talked to that said they couldn't get to us for quite a while. So this person was recommended by Jack Kelly, and I think his price is pretty fair. His price is, I think, was $1,200 for the first parcel, which is parcel 3. And then the balance he's doing for $200 per lot. And there are 10 additional lots there, so it's $2,000. So if we look at it, the total to get this done is $3,000. And I see Mr. Biddle has joined us. So Ally sent out the quote. So I'd like to have a motion to hire what's his name, Ed Gallagher, to do this commercial real estate appraisal for us. Anyone make a motion?
So moved.
Do I have a second?
I'll second.
I'll second.
Jenny and Brian, any further discussion? This is really good price to get this done, so we'll have it all done because they're doing each parcel for $200. And if we went back to them again, it'd still be, the first would be $1,200 and added on top of that. So I think it's a pretty good deal for us. All in favor?
Aye.
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 Opposed? Second order of business is, if you notice that the Fort Edward gave us the piece of land, piece of property that's on the border. You see the resolution that came across. So do I need a motion to accept that piece of property, Kara?
Yeah, you can. I think we've previously done that, but you can accept that again. I talked to their attorney last week and they're getting us over the actual paperwork to be recorded.
Okay. For those who don't remember what that is, it is a piece of property that is on the gate as it goes in. It's currently owned by Fort Edward. It is a strip of land that goes across the property that they they own that property. It's used for drainage, but we needed that to complete the durable access all the way into the site. So I'd entertain a motion to
Move
accept.
it, Dave.
Pardon? Was that Brian moving it?
Yep.
Second. Who was the
Second.
second?
That's me.
Dan Bruno? All in favor?
Aye.
Aye.
Carried. We'll note that Mr. Biddle and Mr. Carmano have joined us. In terms
Hi,
of-
Even though
Barb.
it's a-
As far as the other three pieces of parcel, it's my understanding that Mr. O'Connor has been working on that. He was out of the office last week. Kara has redone the paperwork and sent the paperwork over to look at it. I've been told that Mr. Longi will sign that before he leaves for Florida. This week, he leaves on the 4th, which is Thursday. So we'll keep you up to date with that. There's a little confusion on what the pieces of property were. We got that straightened out in terms of that. So I just want to let you know that is proceeding. Not going quite as smoothly as I had promised, I had thought, but I think we finally got it all straightened out.
Mr.
I guess-
Chairman,
Yes, Mr. Biddle.
sir, what do we have to do after Mr. Longi approves it? I know Ms. Lias has done her due diligence and has done great things for the chamber on this. What happens after Mr. Longi signs it this Thursday?
Carol, that's your bailiwick.
So once we have that paperwork signed by WCC, we will take the Mylar. We've confirmed that all the taxes have been paid on those parcels. So what we need to do is we need to get a certification from the treasurer's office that all the taxes are current. We take that to the real property department, have the Mylar filed, and then we'll go to the county clerk's office with the Mylar and the documents and get everything on record. In conjunction with the deeds we're already holding from Canal Corp and the EPA. And then we'll also include the deed from the town as well.
Okay, so then once Mr. Longi signs it, Mr. O'Connor will send you over the needed information?
Yeah, I'm working out the details with Mike. I've offered Mr. Longi to come to our office and sign if that was easier for him, or I can meet him someplace, whatever works, because I know Mike's office was closed for a bit there. So we're kind of working out the details of that. I told him I'd be happy to notarize it for him. I can meet him wherever.
Great, thank you.
Okay. So that's progress on that. Kara, I'd asked for an update on the projects that you're working on to get to closure.
Okay. The Nolan Bottle contract, we received that last week. That's been fully executed and circulated back. So January 27th starts the inspection contingency phase. So they have 60 days to do any inspections that they want to conduct on the property. They also have 6 months for their municipal approval. So we'll be checking back with them at least within the initial 60 days to see if they've conducted any inspections. I haven't heard that they're scheduling them or anything like that, but the contract is fully signed. So that's the status on that. Fowler Square, they have closed on their sales tax portion of the project. So they've submitted to us the documentation we need to issue their sales tax exemption, and they paid 1/2 of their administrative fee to the IDA. So that check is $82,000 and change. I believe it's coming to our office. It didn't arrive today, but we're anticipating it this week. So they've got their sales tax, and we're working with them on determining when they want to close on the straight lease transaction and file for the pilot. KDBF Etain, I am working with their attorney. We'll be closing that this week or next week, I'm thinking. They would like to close on this transaction all at once. It needs to be closed before March 1st, so the pilot goes on record. But that's the status of that one. Adirondack Winery, I spoke with the company and their lender on this one. They are in a little bit of limbo because of the PPP and the status of the loans are taking generally a little bit longer than I think anticipated. It's unclear if they will be able to have their financing in place by March 1st. But I presented them the option of closing on everything and then doing a secondary closing when they have their bank financing closing so that they're eligible for the mortgage tax exemption. So the lender was going back to his team to make sure that that would work on their end. I don't see any reason why it wouldn't. We've done it that way in the past on other transactions. And I'm waiting for Mike to let me know if he wants to move forward in that manner as well. And Boats by George, I reached out to them for an update. They are still in negotiations on their end, and so they didn't have a projected schedule yet. But they told us they would share it with us when they had more details.
Okay. Thank you,
I don't know.
Kara. Any questions for Kara? Craig?
Yeah, thank you, Mr. Chairman. Carol, when you say closings, these are part of the lease back, all that paperwork, correct?
Yeah, so for Fowler Square, we issued sales tax only. They've got their sales tax paperwork, and that's why they paid 1/2 of their administrative fee. So the second half will be paid when we close on the straight lease transaction. They were doing some purchasing and things of that nature, so it was important for them to have a sales tax, but they really weren't quite ready for everything else. And so the one with Adirondack Winery, we would close on our entire transaction. So we would close on our lease. We would execute the pilot. We would get that filed. And then when their loan came through, then we would participate in that as well by executing the mortgage and providing the mortgage tax exemption paperwork. The issue there is I don't think they're anticipating the loan to be able to be closed right around that time frame. The problem is we don't have any flexibility with our dates. If we don't have it filed with the taxing jurisdiction and it's not in their office by March 1st, then that changes the pilot schedule on our end. So, we don't have that flexibility as far as that goes. So I said, well, we can make sure all of our stuff is in place. And even if you close on March 3rd, it's okay with us. We won't have a problem with it. All their paperwork will be in place. They'll still have their pilot filed timely. If the pilot gets filed after March 1st, then we go to the next taxable status year to start that schedule.
Kara, did Fowler Square, did they want to close on their?
I haven't heard back on
pilot?
that. I got the final piece of paperwork that I needed today, and I've got to follow up with Jean to see if they're ready to move forward at this before the end of this month or what their status was. I don't have that information.
Yeah, I think he wanted to, the tax advantage this year.
Yeah, that we had discussed that before, but I haven't heard back yet from him. So I was going to ask him again when I sent him the package of sales tax documents.
Okay, good. Any other questions for Kara? Okay, thank you. Does anyone else have anything else for open session? Having nothing more, I would ask for a motion to go into executive session. Motion by Mr. Camano.
Chairman, could we state the purpose of going into executive session?
Executive session to discuss potential acquisition.
Thank you. I'll second it.
Second. Okay. Any other comments? All in favor?
Aye.
Aye.
Any opposed?